Hi everyone, welcome to our next installment of Meet the Speaker, where we chat to the plenary speakers for the SCA 2024. The conference will take place in Sydney next February. If you haven't already registered, check out the program. And today we're speaking to the ED&I panel members, Dr. Claudia Sandberg, Dr. Ethel Villafranca, and Dr. Mitch Goodwin. Thank you so much for joining us today. So to begin with, could each of you provide a brief introduction of yourself and share your background experience in equity, diversity, and inclusion?
So my name is Claudia Sandberg. I'm a Screen Studies scholar and I work across the Faculty of Arts and the Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology at the University of Melbourne. And I designed the class Science and Engineering and Popular Culture and organized the inaugural Engineering Film Festival at Uni Melbourne that took place in May of this year. And with these activities, I try to stimulate discussions with students, staff, and the public, the general public, about technological advances, the alignment to ideological and political powers, and operating dynamics of inclusion and exclusion.
Hi, my name is Mitch Goodwin. I'm a artist, academic and researcher. I predominantly work in the curriculum design area at the University of Melbourne, and we're very much concerned about equity, diversity and inclusivity in our curriculum design. I've worked in a lot of different academic contexts, working with regional students, students from different cultural backgrounds, and the design and the inclusivity aspect of education is a very important part of the work that I do. And most recently been working with AI in the text-to-image domain, where there are a number of issues underlying that technology. So the Slowdown Time project was an effort to expose and interrogate those aspects.
Hi, my name is Ethel Villafranca, and I am currently the Academic Engagement Manager at the Science Gallery in Melbourne under the University of Melbourne. I was born and raised in the Philippines, then moved to the US shortly for my master's degree in museum studies, went back to the Philippines for my museum practice, and then moved here in Australia in 2015 to pursue my PhD in also museum studies. Museums are not neutral. So as a person of color, I live and play in this space where we always have to be mindful or even fight for equity, diversity, and inclusion for people like us who are still not considered the dominant culture. My work at the Science Gallery focuses on engaging university students and academics and bringing them into the space of the Science Gallery where art and science collide, where we remove the barriers of disciplines, and we always aim for inclusion and for equity and diversity.
Thank you all for joining us today. And we all know the importance of ED&I, but why is equity, diversity, inclusion so important, especially in the field of supercomputing technology?
Equity, diversity, and inclusion is very important, especially in the field of supercomputing, because the problems that we currently have in this world are so massive that it will demand that everyone has a contribution to it. Everyone who has expertise are included in creating solutions for this problem. Doesn't matter what your discipline is, doesn't matter what culture you come from, what race, what gender, or what language you speak. You have a responsibility to help these global problems that we are currently facing.
Thank you, Dr. Ethel, for sharing your insights on the importance of ED&I. So to give our audience a preview, what topics do you anticipate discussing during the ED&I panel at SCA 2024?
So yeah, we would like to touch on 3 areas. All related, of course. We would like to touch on the importance of breaking disciplinary silos, something that Ethel just kind of talked about as well. Encourage embracing the interdisciplinary nature of the world we are living in. And then also, what could be the value of popular culture, films, games, virtual realities in tackling power imbalances, addressing racial stereotypes, and which is all critical to advance the equity, diversity, and inclusion agenda. And then also relatedly, the panel would like to address bias in AI and training data, the panic versus the opportunities in human-machine relationships.
Thank you, Dr. Claudia. As we look into the future, it's important to explore the symbiotic relationship between technological innovation and ED&I. How do you see the connection between technological innovation and ED&I, and how can they mutually benefit each other?
Well, I think there's an underlying concern at the moment about the fact that we're generating almost a mirror reflection of our lived experience and the virtual experience. And as Ethel pointed out, there are massive problems in the world today. We're living in very difficult times, and there's a lot of issues that are still unresolved, which go back to the 20th century, which are embedded in our cultural practices, in language, and in historical precedents, which have led to these moments. And the danger is that those inequities, the lack of inclusion and the inequalities will be transferred over to training data, to the way that we think and operate in the virtual space as a reflection of our everyday lived lives. And there's a massive opportunity here to not correct, but to reveal and illuminate those biases and inequalities that already exist. So from an educational perspective, I'm very interested in how the arts and the humanities can interrogate that, how that it can be not just an add-on to our educational experience and our experience of lots of things like entertainment and communication and research, but how it actually can inform a better and a more positive future, rather than just amplify the issues that we already have. So there's a lot of work to do in that space, and I believe having an aware and informed look at data, the way we access data, the way that algorithms access and interpret data as well, in the age of what Kate Crawford referred to as large-scale computing, which I think is a better term to define what artificial intelligence is doing. It's a large-scale computing operation rather than an explicitly intelligent operation. So those things are very important to take on board as well.
Thank you, Dr. Mitch. That's very inspiring. And before we wrap up today's interview, my last questions for all of you today is that, in one sentence, why do you think people should attend SCA 2024?
I didn't have an answer to that, but okay, here we go. As we have mentioned, as Claudia has mentioned, as Mitch has mentioned, as I have mentioned, we now live in a world where we have problems that require a lot of introspection, a lot of disciplines, a lot of collaboration. Attending a conference like this can be an opportunity to open your eyes to what the other disciplines are doing, what the other people are focusing on, what they're doing in their discipline to solve their individual problems, to create connections so that together we might be able to find solutions to these problems that we are facing.
In the sense that to attend SupercomputingAsia is about looking to the future and towards a shared open future.
Well, and of course, SupercomputingAsia, of course, here we see the latest trends in high performance computing, Meanwhile, Australia has made major investments in HPC, has academic activity in AI and quantum. Of course, it's a place where hardware vendors and industry participants meet and make roadmaps. So it's important that these fields, academic fields as well as industries, and of course the arts are coming together in the Asia Pacific region. And it's super exciting that Supercomputing Asia is coming to Australia.
Great. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you all at the conference. And to our audience, make sure you check out the conference website and register if you're interested in attending. We look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.